Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today, my group will present an article review, and the topic of our article is Halal is not just about food by HDC. This article was taken from the New Straits Times and was written by Laili Ismail on November 19, 2017. Standards in Malaysia. Okay, now we come to the highlight of this article. Many people know that halal is a religious code for Muslims, especially in the food industry. But the halal industry is more than a religious need because it also helps Muslims community in making right choices in their daily life, and many people can get benefit from it too. In Malaysia, it has 13 halal standards which are not specified only in food premises but as well as other premises such as cosmetic, personal care, pharmaceuticals, and logistics. This improvement proof that Malaysia is really advanced than other countries in the world in the halal industry and makes Malaysia as a country that has an excellent position in this industry. Uh, Next, in this article, uh, Halal Industry Development Corporation, which is HDC, Chief Executive Officer Datuk Sri Jamal Bidin said a lot about halal industry in Malaysia. He said that most countries had only begun or have yet to go beyond the food industry, and Malaysian halal industry had been actively producing products in the pharmaceutical industry such as halal vaccines, nutraceutical products like dietary supplements, and also the devices that are being used in the medical operations. All of these all of these sectors made various new products and developments. As an example, in the nutraceutical sector, there is a big company who produces halal supplements such as the Chemical Company of Malaysia. For our information, this industry development agenda is really backed by the Malaysian government, and Malaysia is the only country that did this thing, and this um, brings to the existence of unique cooperation between private and public sectors. As the private sectors focus on production, manufacturing and services, the public agencies like HDC and the Malaysian Islamic Development Department, or we call it CHAKIM, will facilitate and coordinate the halal industry's progress by providing the certification and training. There is no one else doing this kind of collaboration or cooperation in the world because in most countries the private agencies will dominate the halal industries. Datuk Sri Jamil also said that halal industry agencies like HDC play the important roles by giving aggressive efforts for the country's economic growth and bring good results, and also creating employment opportunities. As after HDC was established, many improvements that we can see in our country, such as exports of products, the creation of jobs and occupations, as well as investment. So in Malaysia, we already had a comprehensive standard in the country's halal certification system, but they still open for the improvements to maintain the leading position in the global halal industry. So he emphasizes that this system does not look for the Islamic and Sharia requirements only, as it also looks to the hygiene and safety aspects too. And for a long time, these aspects are already have been part of the system standards. And to be part with the European standards, the standard must take part into the environmental issues, adopting fair trade practices, and ward off child labor in the industry. These actions must be applied because of the of concept of halal toyibah, halalan toyiban, and the meaning of toyiban here is good things. So it must show that it is good for the environment and give different segments of society. Okay, next, in this article also have a comment from Jakim Halal Hub Director, named Datuk Dr. Sirajuddin Suhaimi. So he said that about halal certification for halal pharmaceuticals that has been produced since 2014, and there are 7 schemes under it that include food, logistics, manufacturing, cosmetics, slaughterhouses, consumer goods like toiletries, and pharmaceuticals. And for each scheme will have a specialist team to oversee the certification process, and they will collaborate with the industries. For example, they will have collaboration with the Cosmetic Toiletries and Fragrance Association for cosmetics industry. He added also that the hub had a committee that looked at all the issues that arise and problems that are faced by the industry in fulfilling the requirements of Malaysian halal standards, and all of them consist of experts and researchers that are from higher institutions. And um, for the next slide, my friend will continue with the solutions.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Amirah binti Jimin, and now I'll be talking about the issues that can be highlighted from the newspaper article. So first of all, many foreign countries only focuses on the food industry for the implementation of the halal ecosystem. So as per mentioned in the article, Malaysia has 13 halal standards in various sectors, and the fact shows that Malaysia is way more advanced than other countries in terms of our halal standards. So for the other countries, they did not focus on other sectors that I believe are as important as the food industry, such as cosmetics, tourism, pharmaceuticals, personal care, consumer goods, logistics, and many other sectors. And then the next issue is that, as we all know, the number of Muslims in the world keeps increasing exponentially every year. So as the number of the Muslims increase, the global demand of the halal products will also increase. So the halal certifying bodies will feel the need to expand their scopes of work, to expand their expertise, for example, in testing or inspection, as well as the certification services in the halal market. So the lacking in the halal global market can actually affect many sectors, since we all know that Islam is one of the largest religions in the world. For example, in the tourism sector, it can be hugely affected, since tourists might come from different backgrounds and different countries, and that includes Muslims. So the lacking in the global halal ecosystem can actually affect the tourism industry, since it actually involves a lot of Muslim tourists. So in order to deal with the issues that have been stated, I think there are a few solutions that can be done. So firstly, the halal standards should be expanded into various sectors that are as important as the food industry, such as cosmetics, personal care, pharmaceuticals, tourism, consumer goods, logistics, and many other sectors. So the other countries can take Malaysia as an example in implementing the halal standards in various sectors, since as we have mentioned, Malaysia has 13 halal standards in different sectors. And the other countries could also introduce more agencies in their respective countries in order to regulate the implementation of the halal standards according to various sectors involved. And finally, in order to deal with the increasing global demand of the halal products, I believe the industry players need to deepen their knowledge and understanding of the Muslim market, especially in their pattern and behavior. And they also can try to exploit the untapped market niche in order to increase the development of the halal industry in the global market. So I think that's the end of our presentation. Thank you for your cooperation and attention. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.